Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Who is Wealthier Than the Super Rich? Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Now, let's get started. Who is wealthier than the super rich? Who owns and controls the most capital? Who routinely gets advance notice and information about the most favorable and potentially lucrative investments out there? Who gets bailed out most often when they get ripped off or taken advantage of by criminals or political adversaries? Who do these super rich turn to most often when they're in financial trouble? Sovereigns are typically individuals whose extraordinary net worth is so significant that banks and other institutions often turn to them to borrow money or to help them get out of trouble. They have contacts at many of the world's central banks, not banks, central banks. They have influence or connections at the White House, as well as with the leaders of other nations around the world. Sometimes these people are so wealthy and powerful that they don't even need passports on them when they travel around the world by private jet. The contact list in their cell phones can often get their problem solved with just a phone call. And in fact, a lot of insiders believe that the contact lists of these sovereigns is often worth more billions than people can imagine. So what are their greatest assets? Their greatest assets are their ability to contact or connect with politicians, leaders of Congress, and regulatory agencies, and most importantly, other sovereigns. They often own or control the media organizations they need to use for the resolution of their various needs or problems. Now, unlike politicians or CEOs or other investors who often need to take credit for what they're doing or need to do, the sovereigns rarely take public credit for their work behind the scenes. What does matter to them is that other sovereigns know what they've accomplished. If a sovereign accidentally gets arrested for some strange reason, then their diplomatic passport is often their get out of jail card. And if that's an issue, then they contact their other sovereigns and they're let go. How can one become a sovereign? The best way to become a sovereign is to be born into a sovereign family or sometimes marry into it. However, if the marriage goes badly and ends in divorce, then the spouse that married into the sovereign family almost always walks away with no sovereign power. They may get money in the divorce settlement, but all the real power will remain with the original sovereign. Where does their financial and political power really come from? It comes from the other sovereigns they know, they do business with, they associate with. The power remains with the original sovereigns and it flows amongst them. If a U.S. sovereign needs assistance with someone overseas, then they simply call an offshore sovereign who will usually grant that access regardless of where they are. Do sovereigns store their wealth and portfolios in banks? No. They will often own or control banks, but they don't usually bother holding their assets at banks they don't own. What happens if you sue a sovereign? Well, you'll rarely win a case against a sovereign. It just doesn't happen. Can you partner with a sovereign to do business together? Sure, but it's very rare that you'll know that the high-level individual you're dealing with is a sovereign. Being in business with them means that you're probably just doing business with one of the many companies they own. And just because one of their companies does business with you doesn't mean that the two of you will be beer drinking buddies from that point forward. You may never even get to meet or speak with the sovereign that presides over the companies you're dealing with. You'll simply be a business partner with them. If the business venture between you starts to go badly, then they may exert influence to try and save it, or they may not. It all depends on a variety of factors. But remember this, when it comes to networking with people of influence, there isn't anything better than connecting with a sovereign. That's just the way things are. Good luck. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.